Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to bring you my first holiday tutorial. I love the holidays. I love everything about them. I love the lights, I love the foods, I love just the cocktails, the sparkle. I love all of it. I love the way the stores are decorated. My husband and I just spent a weekend in San Francisco and just everything was just so festive and I absolutely love it. So I wanted to do a classic holiday makeup for you, for those of you who are going to holiday parties or maybe dressier holiday dinners. Obviously, I'm pretty decked out here. I actually don't have any like really dressy parties to go to. I haven't planned New Year's Eve yet. Don't know what I'm doing then, but anyway, I do have a couple of parties to go to, but I just thought that I would put out something for you guys that was not super difficult. I'm using the Master Palette by Mario that I know a lot of you picked up. I'm not sure if it's still available, but you can use similar colors. You don't have to use the identical shadows that I use. They're pretty dupeable. I did two lip options for you. One, which is more of like a pinky nude, and then of course this classic red. A lot of people are probably like myself. We like the way a red lip looks, but then once we kind of get out of the house, we feel like everybody's staring at our lips and we're just really out of our comfort zone. So that's why I wanted to give you the two options. So if you are a red lip girl or boy and you want to rock the red, there's this option, and then you will be seeing another option as well that's a little bit more subdued. So if you're interested in seeing how I got this glam holiday makeup look, then please keep on watching. So I'm going to start with my eyes, and I'm prepping them with MAC's Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. I actually have already put on a little of MAC's 24-hour eye primer because I have very oily lids, so I can't use this on its own as a primer. My shadows will still crease. I use this basically to just give me a blank canvas to work with, but I do use a specific shadow primer underneath this. Now using a little concealer, this one is from Makeup Forever, and a concealer brush. So I'm taking that concealer and I am carving out my brow. This allows me to see those little hairs that I may have missed with tweezing. A lot of you know I have recently had my brows microbladed. This was the touch-up. I'm going to have a full review of the entire process once this is fully healed. So now that this is here and I've carved out the brow, I can see that there's some little hairs that I have to tweeze. Now with the Sigma E25 brush, I am going into the Balm Meet Matrimony palette, and I'm using the shade Matte Evans. Any matte, light, taupey brown shade will work. You can use like MAC Cork or this one by Makeup Geek, I can't think of at the moment. But I'm gonna take this and I am just going to use this as my transition shade. So now I've placed a strip of Scotch tape along the outer corner of my eye because I want a really defined outer V for this look. So now using that same Sigma brush, I'm going into the shade Isabel in the Mario palette. And this is also going into my crease. But I'm keeping this one, if you noticed with the first shade, I kind of made circles and really blew it out. Now I'm just really concentrating on creating like an outer V and really getting in that crease. So if you have hooded eyes like mine, it helps to keep your eyes open. Now using a small flat brush, this one is Stila number 7, I'm going into the shade Violetta. And I am taking this and I am further deepening that outer V. I'm kind of bringing it in towards the lash line and then kind of like I'm making an eyeliner and then buffing it into the crease just a little bit. And then if you can see, I'm making like little strokes, small strokes, blending it out towards my temple. And then once you have very little product left on the brush, You can either wipe it on your hand or on a tissue and then just soften those edges. As you can see, I'm really giving my rounded, downturned eye a much more cat eye shape. Okay, so your eye should look something like this at this point. Now taking any big fluffy blending brush, this one is a Morphe E28 with nothing on it, you just wanna gently go over those edges. Now using another small shader brush, this one is from MAC, the number's wiped off, I'll see if I can find it and put it in the description box. I'm taking Fifth Avenue and I'm applying that to the inner portion of my eye. Going right about to the center, leaving a little bit open over here. Now using this MAC 242, I am gonna go into the shade Paris, and that's gonna go right in between the Fifth Avenue and the Violetta. Now I'm taking Charlotte Tilbury's Rockin' Coal Pencil in Barbarella Brown, and I'm lining my upper lids. So using a Stila brush number 13, any flat brush will do, just kind of smudging that out. Now I'm going over that line with Charlotte Tilbury's liquid eyeliner. It's called the Feline Flick. And I'm going as close to the lash line as possible. And I'm using the line that the tape created as my guide for my liquid liner. So now when I step back and look at my eye, I decided that I didn't really like the angle that this was going on. And sometimes it happens with tape, and it's just, we all make mistakes. Even myself as a makeup artist, I make mistakes. I don't really like the way this angle is looking. So if that happens to you, you can either take a Q-tip and go over like that and get rid of it. I'm just gonna take some concealer on a concealer brush, and I'm going to go over where I actually do want the angle. So I wanted it a little bit higher. So as you can see, mistakes happen even for those of us who do makeup for a living or have been doing videos for a while. Instead of taking this out of video and starting over, I thought it would be best just to leave it in and show you how to fix the problem if it happens to you. So I did end up using a wipe to clean that off. So you wanna make sure that if it's a wet wipe, you wanna make sure that you let that dry before you try to go reapply your liquid eyeliner. Otherwise it'll become a huge mess. So to highlight under my brow area, I'm gonna be taking Matte Lin from the Balm palette and placing that right underneath my brow. And that will also help to blend out this upper transition shade. So now that this area should be dry, I'm gonna go back in and touch up my liquid liner. Now going back to that Stila brush that I used for Violetta, I'm going to be taking the Matte Reed from the Balm palette. And I am going to almost do somewhat of a cut crease here. I'm focusing on that outer corner, darkening that up, and then bringing the brush inward. So I'm putting most of the product on the outer corner and then dragging it inward towards the nose. So now that both eyes are done, I'm going to curl my lashes, add some mascara. Of course, I'm going to be adding some falsies. The ones I'm going to be using are the Vegas Nay Easy Elegance. If you're looking for a really nice, natural looking, comfortable lash for the holidays, this is a great one. It's in an Ardell case, but this is actually the Vegas Nay lashes. They're pretty inexpensive. Again, they're comfortable, because the last thing you want to have happen at a holiday party or a holiday dinner is that your lashes are uncomfortable. You end up messing with them. They lift off. You have suddenly a rogue eyelash, which is never a good look. So comfort is key, and these are also quite pretty, but still not over the top. So moving on to the face, I'm using the Sephora Perfection Mist in the shade Medium. You have to shake it up really, really good. I spray some on my Beauty Blender. For some reason, this one isn't working as good as my last bottle. It's not coming out as easy. So I just stipple this all over my face. For concealer, I'm using Tarte Shape Tape in Light. And I just use a little bit because it's so concentrated, and a little bit goes a long way. I see people using like so much of this, and I'm just baffled because it just spreads so much. Now to set my under eye area, I am using Sexy Mama from the Balm. And I'm also using this to set my T-zone. And then to contour, I'm going to use Bahama Mama. This is a set that I've had for a long time. I don't think they make this anymore. A lot of you know I used to own a makeup boutique, and we carried the Balm years ago. So this is pretty old, but they still make these products individually. So I'm gonna be using Bahama Mama. For blush, I'm using this beautiful neutral color from Milani. It is called Awakening Rose. And then for glow, I'm using Artist Couture Diamond Glow Powder in Coco Bling. I'm also going to use a little bit of that Coco Bling in the inner corners of my eyes. So now that the face is pretty much done except for the lips, I'm gonna go back and finish up the eyes. I'm gonna use a pencil from ColourPop called Overboard just to line my lower lash lines and inner rims. Now I'm gonna add more mascara to my top and bottom lashes. Okay, let's go into our two options for the lips. So for lip number one, I'm gonna be using MAC's Morning Coffee Pencil. Then I'm going to be using Angel lipstick, also from MAC. Then I'm going to take my finger and blend using a gloss from the MAC Nudes set for the holidays. I am going to be using, let's see, can't get it out, a Dazzle Glass, and it's called Prancin' and Dancin'. Ooh, that's pretty. I like this a lot. This is my first time using it. Okay, so this is the nude pink lip to go with the look. Now for the second look, I want to do a classic red lipstick. So I'm going to be using the Kylie lip kit in Mary Jo K. And the reason why I'm choosing this one is because this is the longest wearing red I have ever tried in my life. And I got this one when I was going as Sandy from Greece for Halloween. I needed a red that would stay on because I have never found a red that didn't get all over my teeth or just was a mess. And I love that this one came with a lip liner, and it's not one of the colors that's always sold out. It's pretty easy to get on her website at any time now for, I think it's $28 plus shipping, which isn't bad for a lipstick and a liner. And again, this one wears really, really well on me. So of course I'm taking the lip liner first and lining. And I'm not overlining here. I'm actually trying to make mine look a little bit smaller. And reds can get a little bit messy, so make sure you're really careful, or that you have a concealer nearby that you can clean up any anything that kind of went outside the edges. So again, this is Mary Jo K from Kylie Cosmetics. The completed look with a classic red lip.